and more. It's a Facebook page that was created about 3 years ago. And we had very few members at the beginning. Now we're up to 920 members following the roof story.
Okay. And you have a couple of roofs
I
also.
have 3 here, yes. One's my brother, this one, and
A Palomino.
Palomino number 102. So number 102 is the earliest one we've ever found. We think it was started with 101 being the first one. So.
And how's the Facebook page? You got a lot of activity on there? And
incredible, incredible. A lot of people sharing information. As you've met Dennis Fraase.
Crazy
Fraase. He's our technical advisor.
Okay.
Because he's had these things torn apart, created. He's made big advances towards restoring them. You've seen his machine, and it's nice.
Now, are there people all over the country that have these, or is it just in this area of Pontiac? Did they sell these things all over the country?
All over the country. Plus, they had a company in Chicago who was exporting them outside the United States. But we have no international members. We only have in the country. East Coast, West Coast, Texas. There's several in Texas. There's several out east in New York. So it's awesome.
It is. It is. They're awesome machines, and everybody that sees one wants one.
Yes. And we have about 30 here today, almost 30. By tomorrow, we'll probably have the 30th one here. About 5 years ago, there was a few old threshers that always had them and brought them. And since we've recreated the Facebook page, through that, we've been able to organize these gatherings. In the last 4 years, it just keeps growing.
So it went from a couple Palominos 4 or 5 years ago to now we got over 30 of them.
Yes.
And maybe even more next year.
Maybe even more next year, yes. Livingston County being the home base for them, there are a lot in this area. But there's people come from all over Illinois, and they've seen them, they like them, or they have them.
Or they want one.
Or they want one. And Indiana.
That's
We've
right.
got a large group of mowers that have either been in Indiana or are in Indiana now, in Ohio.
And I think I know where there's a Roof 60, and I think I'm going to go and try to get it.
There you go. There's a guy who's a member of our Roof Riders organization, Jim and Nancy. We've been to their house in Ohio. It's unbelievable. He's got 15, and he's restored a bunch of them. He was here a couple of years ago. He's coming next year, and we hope he brings 5 or 6. Wouldn't that be awesome?
That would.
Yeah.
All right, Dave. Well,
okay.
thanks.
Thank you. Wonderful.
So, Steve, this is your roof?
Yes, it is. It's my baby.
Well, your Palomino is missing some parts.
Well, that's kind of how they made them. The bottom model is called the 60. That's an upgrade. The Palomino with the hood like that one is an upgrade.
So this is called a Roof 60?
Yeah, 60-inch mower.
And you got to be 60 years old to own one?
Well, I qualify plus 10 on that. Yeah, at least 10.
So what can you tell me about this?
Well, it's been repainted and reconditioned and a couple extra things on it, but basically this is how it looked when they made them. Lots of mowing done with these mowers across the United States.
And the mower deck and everything works on this?
Yeah.
We can cut grass with this right now?
No, you can't bring a mower to the show with place on it.
Okay, but I mean, if it had blades, it would cut grass?
You betcha.
And about what year?
They stopped making these in the early 70s, I believe. Made them through the 60s, late 50s, through the 60s and into the early 70s.
But you don't know what year?
Not this one, no. It's got a serial number. I have not looked it up yet, so.
And then what Kohler engine is that?
It's a 2-cylinder, obviously. You got the 2 exhausts, two spark plugs.
But it's the twin-cylinder K series?
That could be. You know more about these.
That's what it is.
Okay.
You don't even know his own machine. He owns this thing. You don't even know what
I
engine.
just drive them. I don't fix them.
All right, Steve. Well, thanks.
Hey, I appreciate your interest.
I'm here with Alan Finkenbinder, and he's another member of the Roof Riders, and he's got 4 roofs here today. Let's start with this one, Alan. Tell us about this one.
It's a Roof Palomino, serial number 1547. pretty much all stock.
Original engine,
Yes.
no mower deck.
I have the mower deck, but it's not on it.
Okay. And you don't have the clutch or anything hooked up.
No.
But you did paint it.
Yes.
And what else did you do to it?
It's still a work in progress.
Okay.
I still need a lot of stuff to finish it up. I kind of got this in a basket case, and it's just not done yet.
But it looks like it's getting there.
It's getting close.
And then this one's yours also, right?
Yes.
And what year is this one?
I'm not sure the year. Probably it's 68. This is serial number 206, so it's a real early one.
Another one, original engine.
Yes.
Got the clutch, and this is all, the clutch is all hooked up, the linkage and everything is here.
Yes. And I have the mower deck for this one also.
Now this one's got airbags for the seats. See those? And then you put air in there and you can adjust the cushion of it. And you got this one looking like it's an Army Jeep.
Yes.
Nice.
So that makes for a nice ride with the air and the...
Oh, right,
the
nice.
seats. Yeah.
Now you got a mower deck for this one?
Yes.
So you could mow with this one if you want.
I could.
And then you got two more over here we're going to take a look at. Now here's another Palomino of yours.
Yes.
And this is all original.
Correct.
And this is the newest one.
Correct. Serial number 2685. It's the newest one known.
Original engine. Kohler.
Yes.
What is this? A Kohler
K482.
K482. Now what's different from this one than the other one? What changes did they do?
The most noticeable differences are the external air cleaner to get the induction from under the dash.
You didn't do that. That's a factory option.
Correct.
And then it looks like they put the muffin in the front.
Yeah, they put the wide 60 bumper and put the exhaust out the front.
Oh, so this is a bumper from a 60 that they used on the Palomino.
On the late Palominos.
And about when did they discontinue the Palomino? Do you know?
We're thinking around 71.
Well, this is yours also.
Yes.
Another Kohler K.
This is a 582. The difference, it has the aluminum intake manifold. The 482s have the round tubular. So then this is 23 horsepower. That's 18.
Okay. And then I can see, just like on the late Palomino, a bumpkin, and it got a wider bumper.
Yes.
Harold Axel, please come to the office and pick up your ham spare.
Also, the 60s and the 60 Deluxes have a 2-speed transmission, so they have a high and a low.
Okay. And it's a hydrostatic transmission.
Yes. And they also have a hydraulic bed, dump bed.
Oh, okay. You got a hydraulic dump bed.
Uh-huh.
Now on the other ones without the bed, the gas tank is back here, right?
Yes.
So when they put the bed on it, they move the gas tank to the passenger seat. So here's the gas tank now. So basically, if you're a passenger, you're just sitting on a bomb. So it was always a good idea in the 60s to be smoking.
They also added an oil cooler for the transmission on the 60 and the 60 Deluxe.
So this is an oil cooler.
Yeah. This one's not actually mounted in it yet, but this was the oil cooler.
And all these Palominos were made right here in Pontiac, Illinois, and that's where we're at today, Pontiac, Illinois. At the, what do they call
The
this?
Thresherman's Reunion Park.
Thresherman Reunion Park, where all the lawnmowers come back for a reunion. I'm here with Aaron Reins, and his grandfather is the one who designed and made the Palomino, right?
Yes, that's correct.
He's the lead designer.
Yep. He actually started with Earl Roof as his hired farmhand about 3 miles north of here, and helped build some of the first weed mowers. And they started with Army surplus bicycle wheels, and later on converted them into steel spoke wheels and stuff. And the design for the Palomino actually came off my Uncle Dean's toy Tonka Jeep, and he scaled everything back up to the size that it is.
So what made him think, hey, this would make a good lawnmower?
I think he just liked, he didn't have Jeeps, but I think he just thought that was, you know, the Jeep is rugged. You know, World War II, we just came out of it and it's tough. So I think it was more of a strategic plan than a...
Like a post-war thing, they'd be like, hey, I drove a Jeep when I was in the service, and I can have a Jeep that's a lawnmower and cut my grass.
Yep.
And these are all roof mowers here. So
Yep.
they didn't make just Palominos and Roof 60s. They made all kinds of mowers.
That tricycle wheeled one there is called the Ranger, and he actually designed that one also pretty much by himself. He had put a challenge out to his two lead designers to come up with a homeowner lawnmower, and Grandpa's design was this, and then the other designer made a four-wheel design, and he liked them. Earl Roof liked them so much that he said, we're going to make both of them.
And this is the original engine?
Yes, that's the original engine for that era.
This says 76, so this is from 1976?
Yep, they actually started earlier, more back in the early 60s with that design also.
That's just a later model.
Yeah, and then they also had to eventually convert to a steering wheel instead of the tiller hand steering due to safety concerns. And then this one I actually went down in between Kentucky and Tennessee to the Army. I can't think what the Army base is, but I believe that this was actually sold to the Army base, and when the Army, you know, quit using them, they got sold off in an auction or something, and somebody in town had it. And so that was kind of a fun road trip to go pick that one up.
And then these...
that's the 400. That also probably would have been a late 50s, early 60s. It's honestly very nimble. I would love to have a current version of something like that for, you know, if I had to push my own lawn.
This still works?
I haven't run it for a while, but it did.
If it was running, it would work?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Can we look at the blade?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just got like a regular lawnmower blade.
Yep.
So it's just like a three-wheel lawnmower.
Yeah, so it's actually, I think this was maybe a precursor. This is very similar to the Ranger design. They did make a walk-behind Ranger that didn't have the seat and transmission and just had handlebars.
And the big wheels make it easy to push.
Yeah, yep. And this is the Roof's Groundskeeper. This has 4 different attachments. This is the chipper attachment. There's also a leaf back for, it looks almost like just a vacuum head. And then there's a suction hose, and there's also a blower attachment so you can blow debris off your driveway.
So that did multiple things.
Yep. And off the discharge chute, you can attach a bag to the leaf.
Oh, okay, yeah, system. Right. And it would hook onto here, the bag.
Yep, the bag would hook there and it would attach over.
And then it's got a remote air cleaner.
Yep, keep you out of the debris and dirt and stuff.
Keep it cleaner.
You know. Yep.
So a lot of these old designs, they still use today on newer stuff, like, you know, moving the air cleaner. And then these are what they call the ankle choppers?
Yeah, the VP75, which is variable pitch. You could pitch the blade down or back depending on what kind of operation you were doing. This was one of the later versions. It's got an encased gearbox for the transmission. This is a little bit earlier. It's actually got knurls on it, and when you'd pull the handle, it would retract the knurls and touch the wheels, and that would self-propel then.
And then what is that, a Wisconsin?
That's Wisconsin.
And that looks like a roller?
That's Clinton.
Oh, a Clinton?
Yeah, these two are Clintons. And
not much of a guard or anything on there.
No.
Now these are real dangerous.
They could be.
I understand a lot of people got hurt operating these back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day before all the safety switches and everything, you know, people would either roll them over in the road ditch, or you know, if they're pushing up a hill and come back, and maybe they'd roll until the engine was still running and your belt was live the whole time, so, or your blade was live. So they could be dangerous. Then they also had the sulky cart, and they actually made an attachment here. You could take off your guard and you could slide on a lawnmower deck, so you could have a riding lawnmower.
Here's the sulky. Pin it into there and you just sit on the back. Aaron also has a Palomino and 2 Roof 60s. And this one's special because
Yeah, this one here, this one was actually given to my grandfather by Earl Roof for his years of service. He, over time, he got to take them home and use them as the test bed. He had a 3-acre yard. This one is serial number 1547. He actually had them custom build a lawnmower deck for him with different, they tapered the back deck here, discharge, and on the other side he tapered some things. He also added a hydraulic deck lift to it, so I'm guessing this version was probably prior to the 60 Deluxe, which has the hydraulic dump bed, so this may have been kind of the test bed for doing those things. This one still had a manual clutch on it. Unfortunately, that no longer works. I'm going to try and get that repaired. Every once in a while I would take it out and mow with it just for the fun of it, but it's still a pretty good running machine.
So this one's rare because it's got all these, it's got the hydraulic lift. Are these original too?
I believe again that is something that he added as kind of a test bed. We found some other ones.
But it was added by the factory.
No, I believe he did it at home at the farm.
Okay.
Yep. He did that at the farm so that as they continued to update production, he tested in real world scenarios on the farm.
Well, hey, I mean, he designed them, so he could do whatever he wants.
Yep.
Now, this is a Roof 60 Deluxe with the dump bed like the other ones we saw. So what can you tell us about this one, Aaron?
I was lucky enough to get this one purchased on eBay at a reasonable price, and I went out to Kansas and made a nice road trip to go pick it up. This one, 60 Deluxe, also like the 60, has a 23 horse Kohler in it, and I believe it's a Sunstrand transmission. This one has a hydraulic deck lift and hydraulic dump. This is one of the last things that was produced by Roof before they closed and sold their products off to other companies.
And it's got electric clutch, right? It don't have a manual clutch?
This one has an electric clutch. This one several years ago, another person and I had a race here on our tractor pull track, and I got clocked doing 22 miles an hour with the factory transmission. So,
wow.
You know,
it's got a 2-speed trans?
Yes, it does. Yes.
22 miles an hour, that's pretty fast for a lawnmower.
That's pretty fast. And I was racing a Polaris Ranger, now it won, but for a 40-year-old product going 22 miles an hour, this was like a precursor to all these utility vehicles. This company was just too far ahead of their time.
These were commercial mowers?
These were commercial mowers.
And they sold them to, like, who would they sell these to?
State parks, large properties, maybe even commercial mowers.
Golf courses?
Golf courses, yep.
Municipalities like the
yes.
town of Pontiac would buy one to
Yep.
maintain the grass in the town. And this one still runs and mows and everything?
Yep, this one is still in operation, and so I get it out every once in a while and zip down the road with it.
So how many Roof mowers, different types, how many do you think you have?
Oh, we think we've got every variation of the Roof weed mower that was made, and a prototype that my grandpa had in his shed before they closed. So we've probably got, between all of our products, we've probably got 40 different items. We've got a couple duplicates. Sometimes people say, we don't want it, we know you like this stuff, just take it. And every once in a while we'll buy something that we find one that's a little bit nicer than one we've got to up our lineup. But I've also got a lot of literature that I've collected over the years, and flyers and brochures and things. So it's been a fun thing to be able to collect something that your grandpa helped design and worked at for many years.
Well, thank you, Aaron, for showing us your collection.
Thank you very much.
I'm here with Tom Miller, another member of the Roof Riders, and he's got two of his roofs here today, a Palomino and a 60 Deluxe. Now, how many roofs do you have total?
8.
You have 8?
Yeah, 4 Palominos, 3 Deluxes, and 1 60.
And he also has that Rogers truck model 12.
I don't know the model.
Model 10. It's the same as my Jacobson. He's got one. He's the only other person I know that's got one of them.
They're very rare.
They are very rare. So your hydraulics are all hooked up.
Right.
So you can make that bed go up and down.
Yep, we can dump everything.
And you took the deck off.
We took the deck off.
And you put a 3-foot magnet under there.
Yeah.
So underneath where the lawnmower deck would have mounted is a big 3-foot magnet. And he can raise and lower the magnet, which is a good idea. So say you had your house re-roofed, and you don't want to be running over nails. You can lower this magnet, and it'll pick up any kind of nails. See, my key stick to it. Or if you lost a tool, or in Tom's case, when he's working on something in his shop, and he's got the tools scattered all over the ground, he's so lazy, he just drives the Roof 60 over it and just picks up all the tools.
It saves your back.
So Tom's the only one here whose dump bed is actually hooked up with the hydraulics. So he's going to start it up and run the dump bed. Start it up, Tom.
Okay. There we go. This lever will lower it. Just pull it up like that. Doesn't raise real far, but it works good.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah. Then for the magnet, this lever here, which used to lower the deck, I can lower that down how close you want to the ground. Bring it back down. And that's about how it works.
Now this has also got a 2-speed trans.
This has 2 speeds.
And electric clutch.
Electric clutch. Yeah.
About what year?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
And see, that's something, they don't know what year any of this stuff was made.
A lot of them aren't.
And this is your Palomino?
Yeah, this is one of them.
Original, pretty original.
Yeah, original. Somebody's repainted it once.
Original engine.
Yeah, and what serial number is this one? 26. Is that 14?
I can't see, I ain't got my glasses
13.
on.
I have the next number higher or lower at home running too.
Oh, you have another one that's the next number.
Yeah.
One up.
Somehow it happened. I didn't get them at the same place. Now this, I don't get them shiny as that Fraase guy. You know, did you interview Fraase?
Oh yeah.
That crazy guy?
The connoisseur of Palomino.
Yeah, I don't get them. I don't worry about it. You can lean on mine.
You can sit on the fender?
No, sit on the fender. You can sit on the back. But, you know, scratches, this baby's broke in. This is the kind I like.
This ain't a trailer queen like Fraase.
No, looking like that.
All right, Tom, I'd like to thank you for showing me your Palomino and your 60.
Well, that's all right. I'm glad you wanted to look at them.
Yeah, and I'm looking at you right now.
Okay, I'm looking back at you, Jack. Or Taryl.
I'm here with Dennis Fraase. He's in the Roof Riders Club, and he's got 3 roofs here today. And you have how many total?
I have 7.
He's got 7.
2 originals and 5 that I built.
So tell us about this one here. This is one of yours.
Well, this is all original. This was probably 99% original. Still got the original muffler on it. Still got the original motor exactly the way they made it. Still got the mower deck and everything on it. And it will mow if I put a belt on it. And it was built probably around 1970.
And then this one here is yours also.
Yeah, and I actually took a Roof 60 like this one and built this one. This is the first one I built, and you can see the Roof 60 cooler that's still on it.
So this is a Roof 60 that he made look like a Palomino.
Yeah, transformed into a Palomino.
And look at the beautiful job he did. Look at this one's pretty. Look at that custom grill he made. And it's got the right number of bars in there. And that means something, don't it?
Jeep was in 7 countries, I believe is what it stands for.
And each one of those bars stands for a country.
6 bars and 7 spaces. The 7 spaces, I think, stands for
7 countries?
Yeah, 7 countries.
So this is a Roof 60 that he made.
Transformed into a Palomino.
This is like a transformer. Like
This is the first one I built.
So this is a Palomino that's got a Crosley engine in it, a 4-cylinder Crosley with a 3-speed trans. Look, it's got a radio and everything.
Radiator.
All right, that's like that. This is like a real Jeep, but miniaturized. Got a drive shaft. Got the Crosley rear end in it.
On behalf of the Roof Riders group, we're having our first annual speed challenge, and between Pterodactyl and Dennis Fraase, our technical advisor, and this is the award that the winner will be receiving, the first of many to come, I hope.
Awesome.
So what are the rules of this race?
Well, we're going to do the best 2 out of 3 on the rag drop. You will finish at the gravel.
What do you think, Taryl? Sounds good to me.
Okay, gentlemen, are we ready?
Yeah!
Start your engine. Like a tie from where I was at.
No, looks like I won.
I won.
No, I won.
I won.
I won.
Oh, roll you all the way back to Indiana.
Tune in next year for a repeat. I guess we need to do it again. It was a draw.
This is Rob from Braidwood, Illinois, and it looks like he brought me some gifts.
Yeah, I had to bring you some hams, Taryl, for the shop, and some more Chipos since Uncle Andy ate the rest of them, so wanted to give you a refill you back up.
Well, thank you, Rob. Look at that. Half quarts. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you. Love the videos.
Black John Deere. I never seen one of them.
Feed was free.
Oh, okay.
And I brought something for your Model Y, Taryl.
Is this for me?
Yes, that's for you. I noticed you didn't have the correct gas tank. I lost my engine collection in a fire, but I have a couple of these. I brought one for your collection.
That's right, I need this. For those of you who don't know, I did a video on a Model Y Briggs and Stratton, and it was missing the gas tank, and I used one from a weed eater, and Jack here just gave me one. Isn't that nice of him?
Glad you could use it. Fellow collectors help
Jack.
each other out, Taryl. Glad you could make it out of Pontiac for our show. Hope you come in future years.
All right. Oh! Oh, so glad to meet you. You won't let go. Okay, I'm taking her home. What's your name, sweetheart?
Yes, 2.4.
What's your name? Evelyn. This is Evelyn, one of my biggest fans. She's so excited to meet me, she started to cry. Don't cry. And
There's your dinner.
There's your dinner. And there's your dinner. There's your dinner. There's your dinner. I gotta go to a little boys' room.